We'll try and get some perspective from former diplomat Dr. Deepak Vohra. Also joining us on the show will be defense expert Major Mohammed Ali Shah.
Thank you very much. Always a pleasure to be with you on NewsX and, of course, to be with Major Mohammed Ali Shah.
Ali, if you're there with us.
Yes, Vineet.
Ali, good morning to you. Well, where do you think the Americans are going wrong at this point in time? You know, there is a world that is of the view that the Americans should be targeting the Chinese and not the Russians at this point in time. That's where the real evil is. This is not something that the Americans should be concerned with. You know, there are always disputes between neighbors. And, you know, for crying out loud, Ukraine is an erstwhile USSR state.
Vineet, you're absolutely right. Actually, you know, in fact, Mr. Joe Biden also expressed full support and solidarity with the German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, and he said that, you know, we are definitely with you. And in fact, this gas pipeline, which Ambassador Deepak Vohra very correctly and in a very apt manner he brought out, including the pun, which was very, very apt and humorous by him, I would say. So certainly, US should actually be focusing their energies on Quad, on the formation of Quad, which is against the aggression of China, where four nations, Japan, Australia, India, US, they come together, and there was also a talk of training their fighter pilots in the Anderson Air Force Base of US. So US, as you rightly brought out, Vineet, they should actually be focusing on the aggression of China, because that is where the real evil is. Now, when it comes to the pipeline, the Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline, which has been for over a decade, which has been in work in progress. Now, there is a lot which these nations in the West will benefit from. So now, US is actually trying to express its concern. They might be well-meaning there, but you ask, where's US going wrong? They are focusing their energies here, whereas, as you rightly brought out, they should be focusing their energies towards China, actually.
Right. Well, China on Monday defended choosing a People's Liberation Army regiment commander who fought in the Galwan clash as an Olympics torchbearer, a move that led India to carry out a diplomatic boycott of the Games in Beijing. The Chinese Foreign Ministry on Monday defended the move and instead put the onus on India to view this in a rational and objective light. Ambassador Deepak Vohra, Major Mohammed Ali Shah, still with us on the broadcast. Ali, let me come to you. Well, what does China mean when it tells you to not take this matter personally and treat it as an objective event? You know, it's like asking somebody, you know, who has killed your soldiers, killed your brave hearts, to be embraced in some way or the other. You know, we understand that the Chinese are agnostic. They don't have scruples. They don't have moralistic values like the rest of the world. But they definitely are forgetting one chapter in diplomacy, that you get what you deserve.
I think they are, yes, Vineet, I think they are being really rather silly, and when they are saying don't look much into it, it's how can you not look much into it? In fact, the PLA soldier, the regiment commander Q Fabio, and it is really disgraceful, and rightly so. Indian diplomats over there are at the embassy in Beijing, Aquino Vimal, the top diplomat over there, he would not be attending these events, and rightly so. So China, what they're trying to do is they are only trying to show us, tease us in a way. They are trying to show two fingers that, you know, we do not really care. This is what we do. And I would call them I would call them Galwan. I would call him Galwan murderer, the soldier, Febo, which you rightly mentioned just now, the regimental commander. So China is just being silly. They're being immature. They're being impractical. And they have never really cared to root for the world as it is ever, be it anything. They've never honored any treaty. They have been very, very dishonorable, very unethical. Their practices of salami slices are known world over by everyone, and their land grabbing tactics and their psychological warfare, and they're just being silly. And of course, who will come in their support? But of course, their younger brother, Pakistan. So, and Pakistan and Mr. Imran Khan he has even given solidarity to this soldier, in fact, to the whole lamp lighting ceremony and such things. So it is like really, really disgraceful. 15 June, not even a year and a half has passed, and look at their antics. They're already at it. So now it's going to be worse, actually, I believe. I think China is going to come out with their games and open their cards even faster and very, very soon. So it's very unethical on China.
And I'm sure, Ali, when you said younger brother, you meant sidekick and sycophant.
Then, as Major Saab has said, after the games are over, China will be back to its antics, and of course we will be better prepared to deal with them as we were in Galwan.
Absolutely. And Ali, you know, it's not only India. All the nations that are worth their salt in the world have avoided this event. The Americans, the Australians, the English, they all want nothing to do with it. I mean, if you're going to be patronizing with the likes of Pakistan and Kazakhstan and Syria and Malaysia, you know, you really have no respect already. Perhaps that is the writing on the wall that China needs to understand as well. But, you know, they continue to live in their ignorance.
You know, the Chinese foreign minister, the foreign spokesman, Mr. Zhao Lijin, in fact, he is rather being stupid and he's being self-destructive, and as rightly said, the whole world is against China. They don't have a single support system apart from their sidekick, of course, I mean, which actually depend on them like a parasite to eat into them, and which China is going to feed. And rest, nobody else. I mean, look, there are bigger issues like Russia and Ukraine, which we were just discussing. But yes, China will never come like in a dog's tail, it doesn't get straight. So China will never come into its, they will always play these dirty tricks. So
it would have sounded better, Ali, if you had said that in Hindi, you know.
Okay, alright. Remain the way they are.
Right, that's better. No need to hold on ceremony when it comes to China. Well, thank you, Ambassador Vohra, Major Mohammed Ali Shah, for joining us this morning.